back again, and it's my pleasure to present someone who's working very hard for the retired public employees that are in our area, obviously, but they're, surprisingly enough, they're throughout the state, and you're in the Carolinas. You're all over the place.
All over the place.
You must be doing a good job.
Well, first I want to thank you for having me here, but, you know, after the people you had on this morning, great food, wonderful entertainment, and now I'm coming with a dose of reality.
Well, you're going to sing, right?
Oh, I doubt that.
Well, we get everybody to do a little extra on the show.
Yep. Let me tell you, I mean, do you want the good news or the bad news first?
Well, let's start out with the good news.
Okay.
Because we can handle the bad news with a little sugar.
Okay. The good news is, when we talk about retirees, we talk about senior population, and realize that 100's the new 80. People are living a lot longer nowadays. In fact, in 2005, there were 55,000 people in the United States over the age of 100. In 2050, now I know that sounds like a long ways away.
Yeah, I don't think I would be around.
Realize that's only 37 years from now. There'll be over 1 million people in the United States over the age of 100.
So there's got to be a lot of planning.
And people are living longer, and you know, they're living better, actually.
Living healthier.
They're living much healthier. However,
this is all good news.
This is all good news.
I just want to keep up with you here.
Right, here's the however. The however comes in is that the next big financial crisis is really going to be for retirees. You know, the last downturn that we had, a lot of people blew a lot of their retirement savings.
And 401k's taken down.
And pensions have gone by the wayside for a lot of people. And one of the things that we need to do for what we specialize in, we have about 40,000 members all across the United States. And as you said, 13 chapters in New York State. We have 5 down in Florida. We have a couple in the Carolinas. So
these are people that retired from here that moved down. Yeah.
Right, from government, who local and state government, and that's really who we're looking at. Now, I know in the newspapers we often argue about public retirees. We think they're making a fortune, and in reality, there's only a few people who have the large amounts. Actually, 70% of all retirees in New York State who are part of the pension system, they're all receiving less than $30,000 a year. And the other thing I want to say is most retirees from state and local government don't move out of state. 77% of all retirees who retired in the pension system stay in New York State. So we add to the economy quite a bit.
Now, what's the bad news?
Well, the bad news is, you know, if you look in the newspapers, there's oftentimes people think that, you know, we're getting a ton of money, and we have wonderful health insurance, and it's all free, and that's not necessarily the case. Actually,
well, it's easy to kind of get this broad brush and say, oh, all them out there that are getting the entitlements, right?
That's exactly it. And so one of our big concerns is to educate the public, to also educate other retirees. We provide a lot of information for retirees. You can always, people can always look at our website, which is www.rpea.org, and check out what things are going on and what the reality is of the situation. We're not a union. We work with unions sometimes, but we're not a union.
You're pretty much there for the people that have retired.
That's right. We're very much the independent people.
And they have a voice.
They have a voice. With all these people who are becoming retirees, they need to have a voice. Because once you leave work, you know, you used to be able to go into work and you'd sit down, and if you were going to buy a car, you talk to somebody and you find out, oh, what would you buy and all this kind of. Well, when you're retired, you don't have that anymore. So a lot of times people come to us, and it provides the camaraderie, the information, and the help. If they have questions, they can always give us a call. And when
Do you have meetings?
We have meetings. Our Capital District chapter has 3 meetings a year, and they have a steering committee, and there's about 5,000 people in the Capital District chapter alone. I was just
That's
out
quite
to
a few.
Right. I was just out to a meeting yesterday in Syracuse. You know, we have them all across the state. In fact, I know it's tough to take, but at the end of February, I have to go down to the Florida chapters and speak to them.
I really feel bad for you.
Yeah, it's tough.
Terrible.
But, you know, we're not, as we always say, we're not the bigwigs. We're not, we're the rank and file of people who used to work for government.
Any government.
Any
like
government.
You could work for the library system, or you could work for, okay.
And any government, and whether it's police, fire, any government. And what's interesting when it comes to these things is people don't realize that we're even out there, and we want to try to be there for them so that we're able to provide them with the information.
Can they get an application on your website?
Certainly can, and it's very reasonable. It's $30 a year to join. Of course, there's, you know, all these other kinds of things, and we provide the traditional, you know, dental insurance and home insurance and that type of thing for our members.
You mean so that if you need to get a little extra, then you could get it through the organization?
That's right. So we do quite a bit of that, but you know, we just try to be there for our members, and we try to provide them with education, seminars. We go around. We were told that we were the best kept secret in government. 44 years we've been in existence.
Really?
And most people, most retirees, because we're not part of the unions, don't know that we exist.
But that's what we're doing right now.
That's right.
I want to thank Paul Moore for suggesting that you come on the show, because
That's right.
Paul really encouraged me to take a closer look at you.
He's our executive vice president, and he guides. We have a board of directors, and they guide in the types of things that we're doing. We were concerned about some of the things that were going on in the state of New York, and about some of the health insurance plans. You know, most people pay for our health insurance. It's not free. And recently, the governor instituted a 2% increase, and we decided that this wasn't right. I mean, the way they increased it without providing us any information, and they just did it. So we ended up with a lawsuit, and we're looking at the decisions that are coming down. But we advocate for our members, and we try to take care of them wherever possible.
So if anyone's interested in joining this organization, you can go to their website. It's www.rpea.org.
That's correct.
Got it right?
You got it right.
Good.
That's wonderful.
And you can join through there. Maybe you want to peruse their website to find out a little bit more about them, where their chapters are. And I know that you can watch this anywhere in the United States if you're watching on Open Stage Media. And you can find out more about them, and maybe you're living in Hoboken, New Jersey. Maybe there's somebody there that can help you. So give Alan a call and find out more about it. And we want to thank you for being here and doing such a good job for the retirees who put a lot of hard years into working for the government. Good. Thank you so much, Alan.
Thank you.